stood here, dressed in black, ready to shed our tears, ready to beat our chest, and ready to remember this Imam for his sacrifice. Why are we here? Why are we here with such devotion? Despite the rain, despite the climatic conditions, we are still here because we remember that tradition of the Prophet, that at one occasion, Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam was a young baby, a child. The Prophet took him in his lap and he says, إِنَّ لِقَتْلِ الْحُسَيْنِ حَرَارَةٌ فِي قَلُوبِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ لَا تَبْرَدُوا أَبَدًا. That indeed in the murder, in the martyrdom of Hussain ibn Ali alayhi salam, this son of mine, there is a burning in the heart of the mu'min, and it will never cease to become cold. That heat which we have within us, that devotion, that source we have within us, is nothing but from the dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And in memory of Hussain alayhi salam on those plains of Karbala, when he was drenched in his blood, when he had spears and swords thrown at him, and when people had run out of spears and swords and arrows, they started throwing stones at Hussain ibn Ali alayhi salam. When he was on that field of Karbala, when he had 72 people left with him out of the whole ummah, when the Quranic verse had said, oh, I ask you of no reward for my prophethood except that you love my near kin. But this is the love that the family of the Prophet had been given. That anybody who loves them is called a Rafidi or is called a Shia. Anybody, they have been completely character assassinated throughout history. But when you are linked to truth, when you are linked to Al-Haq, when you are linked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whose name is Al-Haq, then you will live forever. You will have a Hayat-e Javedan. You will be that Shaheed-e Javedan. You will have that immortality. And this is why Allama Iqbal says that Dar Nawa-e Zindagi soz as Hussain, Ahle Haq Hurriyat amoz as Hussain. That in life we have that heat, that burning devotion from Hussain. And we learn that lesson of freedom from Hussain. And of course, when we live in this life which is full of materialism, full of wants and desires and all sorts of false gods, when we seek truth, when we look at Hussain ibn Ali, we find the Quran, we find the Sunnah, we find everything that religion preaches embodied in this great Imam, who is nothing but the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shining through this individual, that we find that anybody, whether he's a drunkard, whether he's a Christian, whether he's a Hindu, or whatever faith he has, he will come and put his head on the threshold of Hussain ibn Ali, and he will say, oh Hussain, you are truly the epitome of humanity. Truly, you have the light of God shining through you. Truly, you are the representative of all that is good and worthy of being a human being.
Inshallah.
I will end with these few words regarding Hussain ibn Ali, that truly, as Edward Gibbon had said, that wherever a human being finds himself, the most coldest of climates or the coldest of hearts, upon hearing the tragedy of Hussain, his heart will be stricken by grief. Such is the love of Hussain and such is his martyrdom that the most solid of hearts will melt. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us. He does not want our prayers, He does not want our fast, He does not want any of this unless it brings about a state of being, a state of taqwa, a state of love, a state of humanity. But how ajib is it that the love of Hussain ibn Ali alayhi salam, for an individual sat on the Farshi Azar, hearing the Masaib of Hussain, drops a tear, his heart becomes so soft and it becomes so conducive to those values Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted. If you look at Bani Umayyah, they had the prayer, they had the fasting, they had every outward form of religion. But what did Hussain alayhi salam say? Why did he become bina'i la ilaha, as Chishti had said? That because he saved the very essence of the truth. He saved the very essence and nature and the values of that religion. Otherwise, the religion is nothing but a shell. Every religion has rituals, every religion has a form, but the essence of the religion which was saved by Hussain ibn Ali is unmatched throughout history. And we find that throughout history, there have been great revolutions, there have been great events. We have found people have taken great inspiration from so many people. But why does Hussain alayhi salam stand out? Because we find that in every moment of his epic battle in Karbala, he showed knowledge, he showed patience, he showed virtue. That the enemy, even at the point when Hussain alayhi salam was in his final moments, he said, I looked at Hussain ibn Ali and tears started coming down my eyes. I saw a man whose eyes were so bright, whose face was so luminous, who looked like he was more alive than any of us, despite the fact he had blood on his clothes were torn, he had arrows in him, he had wounds all over his body, he had buried his whole family and seen them being all martyred and butchered on the plains of Karbala. And the final moment, the heart-wrenching moment, which I want to dictate to you to end this book, is that when Hussain had finally given his Aliyun al-Asghar and bid farewell to the women in the tent, we see this champion of humanity. Wallahi, when we see somebody who loves humanity and when we see them go through tribulations, we feel pain for that individual. We feel so much pain. But what about the muhsin insaniyat? What about when that person who has given his life for humanity to the extent he even cries for his enemy, that it is because of my enmity, because of them being and having enmity towards me, they are going towards the hellfire. Such is our Imam, such is a Rauf and Kareem and loving Imam that he even cries for the enemy. When Imam al-Hussain was going out towards the tents, he rode on his horse. He said to my horse, you have stayed with me and loyal all the way through. This is the final moment, oh my Zuljana. Please proceed towards the final abode, the final battle. As he went forward, the horse would not go forward. And he said, oh my Zuljana, how many times have you accompanied me, my loyal horse? But at that moment, Zuljana moved. And Hussain looked down and he saw a little 4-year-old child holding on to the shins of the horses. And Hussain said, she said, oh father, everyone who has gone towards the Maqtal has not come back. Hussain comes down from the horse. He gets Sakina and puts her in his lap. And he says, Ya Sakina, la tuhriki qalbi. Do not tear my heart, Sakina. My heart is already torn. I have seen everything. He gathers her. He caresses her. Look at this Imam. Look at his patience. Look at the state he is in. He puts her in. And that moment of father and daughter in the middle of this battle, it is the most tender and heart-wrenching of moments. He takes her, he says, Sakina. Then he lets her go and he goes towards the final everlasting battle. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Can I please request Ishtiaq Hussain Daik to come to the stage for some salutations? Oh no.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Nare Takbir,
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Nare Risalat,
Ya Rasulullah,
Nare Risalat,
Ya Rasulullah,
Sulaiman, Nare Haidari,
Ya Ali.
Mashhuri Imam Zamana Buland Tarsa.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
हुसैन बांट रहे हैं, निजात ले जाओ। हुसैन बांट रहे हैं, निजात ले जाओ। कुछ आंसुओं के वज़ कायनात ले जाओ। हुसैन बांट रहे हैं, निजात ले जाओ।
Ya Ali.
कहेंगे मातमी हल्कों से लोग महशर में, कहेंगे मातमी حسین کی جنت میں ساتھ لے جا
یا
ہمیں حسین کی جنت میں ساتھ لے جا. اور بات کی نظر شیئر کر رہا ہوں کہ قسم حسین کی فرسے میں کم ہی لگتا ہے. قسم حسین کی فرسے میں کم ہی لگتا ہے. بلند جتنا بھی ماتم میں ہاتھ لے جا. جتنا بھی ماتم میں ہاتھ لے جا. اور سند نجات کی نہ دے سکیں گے سو نہ دے سکیں گے سوم و صلات. بہشت مار کے سینے پہ ہاتھ لے جاؤ. مار کے سینے پہ ہاتھ لے جاؤ. یا پھر آپ نظر پیش کر رہا ہوں کہ یہ کربلا ہے یہ معجزے نما کی بستی ہے. یہ کربلا ہے یہ معجزے نما کی بستی ہے. کفن میں اس کے لپیٹو نجات لے جاؤ. رہے ہیں نجات لے جاؤ. محمد وعلى
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
MashaAllah, very beautiful recitation by Brother Ishtaq Hussain Daik. Without any further delay, I would like to call Brother Syed Raza Rizvi of Bayt Ghadeer to come and address the public and give a short lecture to the MOMINEEN. Can you all welcome him with a very loud salawat, please?
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
Read another salawat, please.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everyone. My first time coming to this place. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, we can see a lot of people here. Inshallah, I'll start to come here year after year. I can see, mashallah, you've got a big gathering, big community here. So, Syed Raza from Bayt Ghadeer from London. So, inshallah, we're here today to talk a little bit about Al-Imam Al-Hussain, Al-Imam Ali Maqam alayhi salam.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
And to discuss his qiyam, his stand against the tyrant and oppressor of his time. We hear year after year about Imam Hussain alayhi salam and his stand against Yazid, Lanatullah alayh, and what Imam Hussain stood for and what Yazid stood for. But we need to understand Imam Hussein's stand from a different perspective. So Imam Hussein's stand, it was natural for him to have stood. He would have got his stance from two ways. So Imam Hussain, being from Ali Rasul, the grandson of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
Imam Hussain would have inherited it by his blood.
as well as from the way he was raised. So Imam Hussain gives a famous speech. So I'm going to address two things today. I'm going to address the aspect of Imam Hussain's standing, why he stood, and what he stood for. And I'm also going to address the aspect of Imam Hussain being for the whole of humanity, and how we present that image to people. So Imam Hussain stands on the day of Karbala in front of the army of the Mal'un Yazid, and he addresses the army. And Imam Hussain mentions, and he goes, truly, the bastard son, who is the offspring of the bastard son, meaning he's referring to Ibn Ziyad in front of him, the army, has bidden us to either unsheathe our swords or succumb to humiliation. You know, you always hear, I heart min al-zillah, you always hear that, don't you? In our slogans. That's what it means. He goes, far it is it from us to do either. Far it is from us to accept humiliation, meaning someone like me can never accept humiliation. Allah himself refuses that we should ever be thus humiliated. So Allah doesn't accept us to be humiliated. And so does his Prophet, and so does the believers. Ours are honorable chambers. I want you to understand this part. The way it's translated is, ours are honorable chambers. Men of dignity, souls that refuse to prefer obedience to the lowly over dying in honor and dignity. I most surely am attacking with this family, though small in number. Even though I'm small in number, I'm gonna fight. Though being betrayed by those who promise to support me. So Imam Hussain's trying to say, look, I'm standing here because for me, ahad min al-zillah, humiliation is far away from me. But he mentioned something. He says, ours are honorable chambers. That honorable chambers means sulb, or you mean laps. So you know when you're raised, you have tarbiyah. You're raised by your family. Your family teaches you things that are good and bad. They instill they put a mindset in you. So Imam Hussain has that twofold. He has that by his blood and wirasat. So you get it by your blood, and you get it by how you're taught. So Imam Hussain had both. So when Imam Hussain says ours are honorable chambers, I want to take you back a little bit, because Karbala is the end. But our issue is, we mentioned Karbala, we mentioned Imam Hussain alayhi salam. A lot of Shias, we forget where this started. Who is the cause of this? Who's made this possible to happen? That's why we have to refer to Imam Hussain's family, the heads of who taught him this. And the ones who taught him this are no one other than Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Imam Ali alayhi salam, and his older brother Imam Hassan alayhi salam.
All this.
So Imam Hussain stood against the tyrant of his time, but these people stood against the tyrants of their time. So Imam Ali, when his time came, so let's analyze this a little bit. When the Prophet was there in his time, who did he oppose? He opposed the Quraysh, the people that were against his message. He opposed them. We all know about the Prophet. But what happened after that? After the Prophet passes away, you have Imam Ali alayhi salam. When Imam Ali stands, we have the tyrants who usurp the Caliphate. So when Abu Bakr and Umar took the Caliphate, Imam Ali stands against them. So Imam Ali stood first. When Imam Ali goes, you have Imam Hassan standing against Muawiyah. Before Imam Hassan and Imam Ali, you have Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha. Salawat Beji. So we have to look at Imam Hussain. So when the Prophet passes away, Imam Ali, we say, okay, when did Imam Ali oppose those who came before? Well, we have the clear narration, where in the narration of Imam Muslim in his Sahih, I'm going to mention it for referencing so that you don't know. So when Abu Bakr and Umar usurped the Caliphate, did Imam Ali do anything? Did he say anything? Yes. Umar says in a narration attributed that he narrates in Sahih Muslim that he says about Imam Ali. So he says that when Abu Bakr became the Khalif, Imam Ali thought of them as you thought. So both of you thought him to be a liar, sinful, treacherous, and dishonest. So Imam Ali thought that about them. And then Umar carries on. Then he says, when Abu Bakr passed away and I became the Khalif, meaning he usurped the Caliphate, and Abu Bakr, then you thought me to be a liar, sinful, treacherous, and dishonest. So he's saying that you thought both of us to be a liar, sinful, treacherous, and dishonest. Imam Muslim mentions this in his book 19, hadith number 4349. So we know that Imam Ali was the first one that basically took the hand and took the gariban of the oppressor and said that we will stand against the oppressors of every time. What else do you have in Imam Ali's life? Khutbah Shakshakiyah. As a Shia, you should memorize this, especially if you're a Syed. Khutbah Shakshakiyah was when Imam Ali opened up the rule of Abu Bakr, Umar, Osman and mentioned everything about them. In Najib al-Agha, I see the khutbah 2 or 3. He basically mentions everything that happened after the Prophet and how he was against them. So we know Imam Ali's stance is clear.
Bismillah, Bismillah.
And the last stance of Imam Ali is this. When the Prophet passed away, after Umar passed away, we had a shura, a meeting. In that shura, Imam Ali was given a condition. So the Khilafah, as you know, historically went to Uthman, but it was supposed to go to Ali. But what they said to him was, we will accept you to become the Khalif if you accept the conditions to follow Abu Bakr Umar. The matlab, they're saying, you can become the Khalif, all you have to do is follow the Prophet, follow the Quran, but follow Abu Bakr Umar as well. And what did Imam Ali say? When they said that to him, what did Imam Ali say? Imam Ali said that those conditions, I will only follow the Quran and the Sunnah and my own understanding. So he rejected it. He rejected that. And that's in the books of history. Send salawat. Narae Takbir. Narae Risalat. Narae Hadri. So when Imam Ali, I'm going to mention the sources for this right now. When Imam Ali mentioned this and he said to them, he goes, Abdul Rahman said to Ali, make a promise to Allah that you will follow the book of Allah, the sunnah of the Prophet and the seerah of the 2 Khalifs, meaning Abu Bakr Umar. Imam Ali said, I hope I can act upon my knowledge and capacity. Abdul Rahman then called Usman and presented the same conditions to him. Usman accepted it and then he got allegiance. Who mentions that? Tariq al-Madinah, volume 3, page 924 under the heading Maqtal of Umar under the affairs of the Shura, published by Dar al-Fikr. So he mentions this. Imam Tabari narrates it as well in his Tariq, volume 4, page 238 under the heading of History of Shura under the 23rd Hijri year, published by Daltarath Beirut. So we know that Imam Ali rejected it. We know his stance was clear. So whose else stance do we have? We had Fatima Zahra. Fatima Zahra sallallahu alayha is someone also we need to understand. Fatima Zahra sallallahu alayha, what does she say? Fatima Zahra sallallahu alayha says this. After Prophet passed away, they took her land for them. She stood against that. So she stood against the tyrants of her time. When she went to the khutbah, when she went to the masjid and then khutbah, the famous khutbah that she gave, khutbah Fatima Zahra. In that khutbah, she explained how you took our right and you are usurpers. So Fatima Zahra mentioned this as well. Then she done another thing. She done something that will remain with us to the day of judgment. What did she do? If I ask any of you over here today, where is Fatima Zahra sallallahu alayha buried? None of you know. Why don't none of you know? Because she made it like that. So that you remember till the day of judgment, you'll never know where she was buried. Why? So you investigate it. When you investigate it, what are you going to find? You're going to find that she said to Imam Ali, bury me at night. Don't let anyone come to my funeral apart from my family. Why? Because it's going to make you think what was wrong. So she made sure they can't come to her funeral. She made sure that they can't come to her janazah. And she's buried in an unknown location that only the Prophet's family know. And she done khutbah fadak. So we know that Fatima Zahra's stance is clear as well. She made it clear to oppose the tyrant of the time. So that's Imam Ali alayhi salam, and we have Fatima Zahra. Who's the third person in the family? Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Send salawat. Imam Hassan alayhi salam, in his time period, Imam Hassan is madloom. Imam Hassan is someone in his history we don't know a lot. In his time period, people always try and accuse Imam Hassan of the peace treaty. The peace, Imam Hassan's, Karbala would have not happened if it wasn't for Imam Hassan. Imam Hassan set it up so that the tyrants would be exposed. How did he do this? Imam Hassan has a famous statement. So Imam Hassan, you're going to say, when did he expose the tyrant of his time? Imam Hassan exposed Muawiyah. Imam Hassan, in his time, went on a member. He said, if I speak the truth, then you will testify against me. And if I speak false, you will reprimand me, meaning tell me off. So he gave a condition. They said yes. He was talking to 3 people. Ahmer bin As, Mughira and Muawiyah. What did Imam Hassan say? He said, oh Ahmer bin As and Mughira ibn Shu'bah, by Allah, don't you know that the Prophet said, may God curse the leader and the rider and the driver. And one of them was Fulan. In the narrator it says Fulan. That's Muawiyah. So Imam Hassan's basically saying is, don't all of you know here that the Prophet cursed Muawiyah? Who mentions that? Al-Mu'jam al-Kabir, volume 3, page 71, hadith 2698. That's by Imam Tabrani. So Imam Hassan made it clear in his time that Muawiyah was cursed by the Prophet. So Imam Hassan stood against that in his own time as well. So now we have everyone. We have Fatima Zahra, we have the Prophet, we have Imam Ali, we have Imam Hassan, we have Fatima Zahra. So are you not seeing where Imam Hussain got this from? Imam Hussain got this from somewhere. It's in his blood anyway, but he also learnt it. What also did Imam Hussain do in his time? So Imam Hussain, we know about Yazid, but who also did Imam Hussain oppose in his time? Imam Hussain says in his time period, when Umar became the Khalif for the Sunnis, when Umar came, Imam Hussain saw him on the member. He saw him on the member. He said, "Oh, you liar, come off the pulpit of my grandfather Rasulullah. Matlab, you're a liar, come off the member. You're a liar, come off the member. This doesn't belong to you." Shaykh Tabrasi mentions that in Ittijaj, volume 2, page 13, published by Dar al-Nu'man Najaf. And it's also mentioned in Sunni books where Umar climbed to the member, Imam Hussain said, "Come off the pulpit of my father and go to your father's pulpit." Matlab, come off my father's pulpit, go to your father's pulpit. Imam Zahabi mentions that and turns the chain Sahih in his Siyar Alam al-Nubala, volume 3, page 285, on the Tarjuma of Imam Hussain, published by Al-Mu'asidat Risala Beirut. So we know all of their stances. And I know my time's limited, so give me 2 seconds, I'll finish it. I'm going to say my last bit now, because I need to link this to the humanity aspect. The humanity aspect is this. Imam Hussain said, Imam Hussain against oppression, and we learned where he got it. It's in the blood. So what does Imam Hussain say? He says, on the day of Ashura, he goes, if you do not have any religion, Imam Hussain addressed the army of Yazid Mal'un. If you don't have any religion, then at least be free in your present life. But if you don't have any, agar koi deen nahi hai, is dunya mein to azad raho. At least be free here. Allam Majlis mentions that Bihar Anwar, volume 45, page 51, published by Dar al-Beirut, Beirut. So what was Imam Hussain, when he says free, what does he mean? He's saying, even if you don't believe in religion, even if you don't believe in Allah and the Prophet, at least be free. Free ka matlab kya? What does free mean? Free means live according to justice. Be a good person. Imam Hussain said that, not me. I'm not attributing something that I'm saying. He said it. He said if you don't believe in religion, at least be free. Free ka matlab, be azad. Live properly. Don't live like animals. Have rules. Be respectful. Don't oppress people. And that's why he said to Hajjat Hur, and I'm going to end at this inshallah. Hajjat Hur, who became, he's the first one who stopped Imam Hussain, and he became Hazrat. Why? Because Imam Hussain said to him, by Allah, you are a Hur both in this world and the hereafter. Either be Huro, or don't be Huro. Hur ka matlab azad. You're free.
Subhanallah.
On Sabah Shah, volume 6, page 397, published by Dar al-Fikr, Beirut. So Imam Hussain said, you're free in this world and free in the hereafter. It takes a minute for you from become a Mal'un to a Hazrat. It takes a minute. And that's why we know Hajjat Hur is on top of our heads to the judgment. And he is free in this world and free in the hereafter. And inshallah Allah give us his wasila and Praise and Barak wasila on Yawm al-Qiyamah. I'm going to end my speech here. Be free, live like Imam Hussain, and be heart min al-zillah. Nara Takbir, Nara Risalat, Nara Haydari. Allahumma salli wa ta'ala.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Thank you very much, Syed, for making the time all the way from London and giving such an amazing speech.